Good evening, everybody. The North Centerville City Council meeting is now in session. Today is Monday, June 6, 2022. Please rise for the invocation and the pledge of allegiance. Father, as we begin our meeting this evening, we ask you to provide us with your guidance and your wisdom. As the summer season begins, we ask you to keep all those in our city safe as they gather together for summertime activities or travel to enjoy a time of rest and relaxation. We also ask you to watch over our school children and all the young adults who are home for the summer enjoying an academic break. We pray these things in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please call the roll.
Swink.
Excuse.
Luce. Here. Stevens. Here. Winkle.
Here.
Haywick.
Here.
DeVries. Here. Jacobs.
Here.
Mayor.
Here.
Whoops. Service director.
Here.
Law director.
Here.
Engineer.
Here.
Auditor.
Here.
Clerk of council. Here.
Okay, tonight before us, we have the city council meeting minutes dated May 16th, 2022. Are there any changes or corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, those minutes are approved as submitted. Please note, council has also been provided with the safety committee meeting minutes dated January 31st, 2022. The civil service meeting minutes dated May 23rd, 2022. The Board of Zoning and Building Appeals meeting minutes dated May 26, 2022. Parks and Recreation Commission meeting minutes dated April 27th, 2022. And the Special Planning Commission meeting minutes dated May 19th, 2022. That brings us to the lobby session. In a moment, I'll open the lobby session to allow the public an opportunity to address City Council or the City Administration related to any matters pertaining to the general affairs of the city. Anybody wishing to speak, we ask that you approach the podium and speak from the podium. Begin by stating your name and address for the record. At that point, you will be allowed 3 minutes to speak. So at this time, the lobby session is open. Is there anybody who wishes to address council or the administration this evening? All right, seeing none, the lobby session is closed. We'll move on to administrative reports. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. On tonight's agenda under first readings, I'll be asking for the emergency clause for T88, which is allowing the mayor to enter into a collective bargaining agreement with the OPBA Gold Unit, and that is with the sergeants and lieutenants. Under second readings is T82, amending resolution 1548, which authorized me to enter into a agreement with Lorraine County for the replacement of the Case Road bridge. And there's been some additional costs associated with that bridge replacement. So we're just trying to move that project along. Our street department is in the middle of the paving season, or beginning of the paving season, I should say. They finished milling May Street, Orchard Lane, and Teresa Street, and depending on weather conditions, those streets will be starting paving on Wednesday. The next street on their list is Creekside Lane. For a complete list of streets that we're going to be addressing this year, you can visit the city's website at enbridgeville.org. The next coffee and conversation is on Monday, June 20th from 8:30 to 9:30 here in council chambers. I have a conflict, but you will be supplied with lots of laughs and good times from our safety service director, Jeff Armbruster. He'll give you all the updates on projects and answer any questions that you could have. Freedom Festival fireworks, as a reminder, I'm talking about this on some videos, and we mentioned it here in council meetings. The city is co-sponsoring this year's event with Pepco Elyria. The event is at Victory Park, Ohio. The event is on Sunday, July 3rd. Gates open at 5 p.m. There's all sorts of activities, entertainment, food and beverages, and fireworks are approximately at 10 p.m. That event is a ticketed event, and you can purchase tickets online at victoryparkohio.com. And as a reminder, that is that the money that we collect from that event is donated last year Victoria Park, Ohio, presented to Community Care a check in the amount of $7,500. And I do have a piece of good news. I was informed the other day that once again, the GFOA, which is the Government Finance Officers Association, has bestowed on the city the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. This certificate is the highest form of recognition in governmental accounting and financial reporting, and its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by the government and its management. I'd like to thank our auditor, April Wilkerson, for all of her work in helping to achieve that for the city of Richmond. Thank you. At this point, I am making a motion for an executive session to discuss the public or payment of public personnel and government or contracts, union contracts. Sorry.
Second.
Thank you.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by DeVries to go into executive session. We're discussing compensation and contracts. Clerk, please call the roll.
Boost. Yes. Stevens. Yes. Winkle.
Yes.
Haley.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
6-0.
It's time we will adjourn into executive session. Council meeting is now back in session. Mr. Mayor.
That concludes my report, Mr. President. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Safety Service Director.
We'll move the meeting along, no report.
All right. Mr. Engineer.
Two quick updates. Thank you, Council President. Our 2022 full depth concrete pavement rehabilitation project. Bids were opened for that project on May 17th. Construction King of Brunswick was our lowest and best bidder at $543,799. So we're doing our contractual stuff right now, and in a few weeks we should be able to get that started. One other project, Mills Creek Water Main Rehabilitation. Our contractors completed a new 6-inch water main along Scotch Pine Way. Excuse me. Work began on Red Pine Way today, and the new water main on Scotch Pine Way is under testing protocol. And those results, as they come back past, service laterals will be reinstated to the homes off the new main instead of off the old main. All homes on Scotch Pine Way and Red Pine Way are currently being serviced by a temporary water setup during this part of the project. And that completes my report for this evening.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Engineer. Ms. Auditor.
Thank you, Council President. A quick update, the 2021 audit is nearing completion. Charles E. Harris is on site this week to finish up their field work, and they anticipate providing the city their audit opinion by the week of June 20th. So that is extremely exciting considering this process started in February. So a big thank you to all the departments for their participation in the process. Before council tonight is T89 and T90, an appropriation amendment and a resolution authorizing the repayment of fund advances. I would like to ask City Council to please consider passing this legislation tonight with the emergency clause to allow the auditor's office the necessary resources to meet our financial obligations. Thank you, and that concludes my report.
All right, thank you. Please note, we also have the April 2022 Police Department report and the April 2022 Parks and Recreation Director report. Next is Council Committee reports. Clerk, if you could please read the report.
Safety Committee report dated May 31st, 2022. The committee made a motion to table T84 2022 for later discussion. Made a motion to have the law department draft legislation to amend certain sections of NRCO Chapter 476, snowmobiles, off-highway motorcycles, and all-purpose vehicles with the requested changes, and for the clerk to add a new temporary number to be introduced.
Thank you. Are there any comments at this time?
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Booth.
move to approve.
Or Mr. Avens, excuse me.
Second.
It was moved by Avens and seconded by Booth to accept or to approve the Safety Committee report. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, say no. Report is accepted. With no correspondence or old business before us this evening, we'll move on to new business. Clerk, please read the Planning Commission report dated Thursday, May 19th, 2022.
Planning Commission report of Thursday, May 19th, 2022. Beckett Thermal Incorporated 38000 Beckett Parkway North PPN 07-000-038-000-330. Applicant Greg Baker, Beckett Thermal Incorporated, 38,000 Beckett Parkway North, North Ridgeville, Ohio, 44039. Proposal consists of constructing a pre-assembled temporary laboratory for burner testing. Property is zoned I3.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Avens.
this particular project, quite frankly, is exciting. Not a big one, but exciting. They are expanding their business in North Ridgeville with this, and also it's technology that, from what I understand, is the future for energy. And so I move to adopt.
Second.
It was moved by Avens and seconded by DeVries to approve the action of the Planning Commission regarding Beckett Thermal Incorporated. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, say no. actions are approved. That brings us to recess. Yes, Mr. Green. Yes, Mr. Booth.
Motion to dispense with recess.
It was moved by Booth, seconded by Winkle to dispense with recess. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, say no. All right, we will dispense with recess and move on to first readings. Clerk, please read T87.
T 87-2022, an ordinance amending exhibit B of ordinance 5596-2018 and subsequent amendments thereto in order to establish the compensation and benefits afforded to department heads and certain discretionary employees.
T88.
T 88-2022, an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of North Ridgeville, Ohio, to enter into a contract with the Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, sergeants and lieutenants of Gold.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
move to dispense with the second and third readings for T88.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Booth to dispense with the second and third readings for T88. Any comments or questions at this time?
Mr. President,
Yes.
our gold unit is comprised of sergeants and lieutenants. They are an excellent component of our police department, and we're happy to have reached this settlement with them and enter into this contract over the next year and a half. At this point, that it covers a 2-year period altogether.
Any other comments? Motion on the floor is made by the mayor and seconded by Booth to dispense with the second and third readings for T88. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, say no.
Mr. President, move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion to add the emergency, in order to fund our contract for a long time.
Second.
Okay, it was moved by Booth and seconded by Winkle to add the emergency clause to T88 for reasons stated by Mr. Booth. On that emergency clause alone, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. It was then moved by Booth and seconded by Winkle to adopt T88 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any comments or questions at this time? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Booth? Yes. Davis?
Yes.
Winkle?
Yes.
Haywood?
Yes.
DeVries?
Yes.
Jacobs?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously. Ordinance number 5954-2022. Yes.
T89.
T89, an ordinance amending ordinance number 5889-2021 of the city of North Ridgeville, Ohio, providing appropriations for the period commencing on January 1st, 2022 and ending December 31st, 2022.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. DeVries.
motion to dispense with second and third reading.
Second.
Moved by DeVries, seconded by Booth to dispense with the second and third readings for T89. Are there any comments? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. DeVries.
motion to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, motion to add the emergency clause for reasons stated earlier by the auditor.
Second.
It was moved by DeVries, seconded by Booth to add the emergency clause to T89 for the reasons stated earlier in the meeting by the auditor. On that emergency clause alone, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. It was then moved by DeVries and seconded by Booth to adopt T89 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any final comments or questions at this time? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Booth? Yes. Davis?
Yes.
Winkle?
Yes.
Haywood?
Yes.
DeVries?
Yes.
Jacobs?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously. Ordinance number 5956-2022.
T90.
T90 twenty twenty-two, resolution authorizing.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Freeze.
motion to dispense with the second, third reading.
Second.
It was moved by DeVries, seconded by Booth to dispense with the second and third readings for T90. Any comments? All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, say no.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Freeze.
motion to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, motion to add the emergency clause again for the reasons stated by the auditor earlier.
Second.
It was moved by DeVries, seconded by Booth to add the emergency clause to T90 for the reasons stated earlier by the auditor. On that emergency clause alone, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Then moved by DeVries and seconded by Booth to adopt T90 with that emergency clause in place. This time, are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Booth.
Yes.
Stevens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Haywick.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously and becomes resolution number 15-7.
T91.
T91 2022, an ordinance amending original codified ordinance section 1650.04. Result of recently passed state law concerning discharge of fireworks.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
move to amend T91 with the version that's on your desk in front of you. Our law director put together this change, see the words in red and the crossouts that go along with that. So I'll let it to the law director to explain after we get a second. Second.
Well, the changes are pretty, Mr. President. Changes are pretty self-explanatory. The issue that has come up in Ohio is that some municipalities think that the law has given municipalities the home rule authority to opt out of the new legislation. Other cities are saying we've had that authority through home rule granted by the Ohio Constitution already, and that the law doesn't even have that type of authority on us. So this language kind of recognizes that, and I think makes it a little bit more clear that we're siding with the cities that say it's an Ohio constitutional rule. That the legislation itself doesn't grant us home rule authority, that's a constitutional power, and that this new House bill only recognizes that. That's the reason for the changes.
So the motion on the floor was made by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to amend T91 with the version at our desks this evening. Any additional comments or questions? Clerk, please call the roll.
Booth.
Yes.
Stevens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Haywick.
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
And T91 amended will be referred to the committee of the whole. That brings us to second readings. First is T79.
T79 2022, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to advertise for bids and enter into a contract according to law and in a manner prescribed by law, the lowest and best bidder for the 2022 traffic heat striping and other appurtenances not to exceed $100,000.
T82.
T82 2022, a resolution amending resolution number 1548 2021, which authorized the mayor of the city of North Ridgeville to enter into a cooperative agreement with Lorraine County for the replacement of the Case Road Bridge number 83 adjacent retaining wall by increasing the city's portion of this project from $56,630 to $100,000.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
move to dispense with the third reading.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Booth to dispense with the third reading for T 82. Is there any comments at this time?
Mr. President, I'll ask the engineer to chime in on increased costs on this project.
Yes, this project was originally scheduled, appropriated in appropriations, but bids came back higher, obviously with what's going on in today's markets. And this just is upping our portion. Our original portion was off the estimate for the project. So with bids, there are fluctuations, and this is just to accommodate that fluctuation.
Are there any other comments at this time? The motion was made by the mayor and seconded by Booth to dispense with the third reading for T 82. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, say no.
Mr. President, move to adopt. Second. Mr. President, move to add the emergency clause as this project is currently underway and we're looking to pay our fair share of the project as soon as possible. Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Booth to add the emergency clause to T 82 in order to pay the city's portion as soon as possible. On that emergency clause alone, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. It was then moved by the mayor and seconded by Booth to adopt T 82 with that emergency clause in place. It's time for any comments and questions. Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Booth,
Yes.
Stevens,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Breeze,
Yes.
and Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously. Resolution number 1871-22.
T 83.
T 83-2022, an ordinance accepting certain street improvements located in the Reserve Avenue Farm subdivision phase 2, dedicating them for public purposes.
Moving on to third readings of verses T 57.
T 57-2022, ordinance repealing section 660.12 fences of the North Ridgeville General Ordinance.
Mr. President,
Yes.
motion to adopt.
Second.
It was moved by DeVries and seconded by Awig to adopt T 57. This time, are there any comments or questions?
Mr. President, I just wanted to make a quick comment, brought to my attention by the commission for zoning appeals. And I worked with economic director in labor as well as the chief advisor Guy Thurston on this, and they get a lot of the work. They ask me to sponsor it. It's going to save our residents a lot of time and aggravation. And I'm glad we're able to put together this thing here.
Thank you, Mr. DeVries. I'm sure the residents will appreciate it too. Are there any other comments or questions at this time? Hearing none, clerk, please call.
Booth, yes. Stevens,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Awig,
Yes.
DeVries,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously. Ordinance number 5957.
T 58.
58-2022, an ordinance amending various sections of chapter 1294 supplementary regulations of the city of North Ridgeville zoning code in order to update the city's events regulations.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. DeVries.
motion to adopt.
Second.
It was moved by DeVries, seconded by Awig to adopt T 58. This time, are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Booth, yes. Stevens,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Awig,
Yes.
DeVries,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously and becomes ordinance number 59-2022.
T 64.
T 64-2022, an ordinance supplementing North Ridgeville codified ordinance number 1046, water.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Evans.
move to adopt.
Second.
It was moved by Evans, seconded by Winkle to adopt T 64. Are there any comments or questions at this time? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Booth,
Yes.
Stevens,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Haywood,
Yes.
DeVries,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously, and becomes ordinance number 59 20.
The next regular council meeting will be held on Monday, June 20th, 2022 at 7 p.m. here at City Council Chambers. This time, do any of the council members or administration have any final comments or questions? None. This meeting is adjourned.